Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. And we are here in beautiful Vol'dun, guys. We had quite the welcoming committee when we arrived into this new zone, finding out that General Jack Rosette and the Sethrak Emperor are in league together, and then getting shot out of the sky. But we were actually rescued by a member of the newest race in this expansion, or at least one of the newest races, the Vulpera. And they have a hideout just down the road here, and we are trying to procure a poison antidote and help out our troll friend who is currently over there as well. So let's go ahead and continue on. We need 6 more prickle vine juices. And we really don't need the rocks when we can just shoot them out of the sky. So let's go ahead and do that now. And I suddenly realized something. I told you guys that I was going to be doing Hallow's End stuff this episode, and I'm still planning on at least running the Headless Horseman. But the strange thing about it is, what's Hallow's End like now that Undercity has gone boom? Because Undercity was like the prime location for all of the Hallow's End activities, so now that it's basically a huge smoking crater, where's all the NPCs? Do you have to go kind of back in time to happier days in order to do all of that, or... Whoa! Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to disturb the local wildlife. Shank. And there's our venom glands. Huzzah. I guess we'll have to figure that out. I didn't really touch Hallow's End last year. Apparently there was some really cool stuff you could buy with the Tricky Treat, or whatever the currency is. And there's a new toy, which is essentially a fiery hearthstone, or something of that particular nature. I guess, hopefully we'll find out. But, ooh, I see a quest giver. What have we got over here? Go away, bug. Vivi. I can see them, Coda.
Got anything for me?
Poor little Coda has been in quite the tizzy since his friends vanished. I found him here, out cold, after a sting from one of those awful wasps. Just a tiny bit of our sandstinger remedy got Coda right up, though. Take some with you, and keep an eye out for the little ones out there. Rescue 7 sable polecats.
Don't die out there.
Let's take a look at this little guy. Aww. Okay, he looks like a, marmot, or whatever they're called. Well, I didn't even notice that they were hanging out here, but now we know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. I will never not do that, by the way. Okay, that's a polecat taken care of. We're going to mine some storm silver. And we can go ahead and res these little guys while we grab the rest of the prickle vine juice. Maybe we'll get a pet out of it, or at least the opportunity to get a pet. Yeah, bad bugs. You don't want none of this. I ain't got a raid with me, but you know, the big swords are enough. Parched honeycomb. See, now we don't need them to come out of the sky, and they'll come out of the sky. That's how enemies work. There we are. I'll just... Was it lemurs? Yeah, they were, I think lemurs. When I think of marmot, I think of the scene from Big Lebowski. 2 more. Oh, there were 2 right here. Nice. We helped out the couple. Let's see what we get out of that, and then we will return to the hideout and see what's what. Hopefully our troll friend will be okay.
Need something?
Oh, thank goodness. We'll have to keep these little guys away from anything with a big mean stinger out there. Man, I'm going to be busy. If you could protect Coda's little brother, that would help us a lot. This is Poda. Oh, teaches you how to summon and dismiss Poda.
Take care of yourself. No one else will.
And off they go. Thank you. And please give Poda lots of snuggles. Well, let's take a look at Poda here. Oh, wait a minute. Need to... There we go. What do you have for your abilities, Poda? He's a beast, thrash, strike, feign death, prowl, uncanny luck, and rake. Okay, Smee. Yeah, one sec. Take a powder. Oh, look at the little guy with his bandit mask. Give him a little pat. A pet. And get back here, Smee. Okay. We have done our part. Speaking of doing our part, what was the name of our troll friend? Bladeguard Kaja. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Do you have the juice? Your friend will be thirsty when she wakes. Oh, that's a lot of juice.
It's never safe to travel alone.
What have you brought?
Have you brought the glands? We can't heal your friend without them. Kiro quickly inspects the glands. Well, these should work well. As promised, here is the balm that should remedy your companion's injuries. Apply it liberally to any bits of exposed flesh. Its effects should be felt immediately. Use the restorative balm on Bladeguard Kaja.
The dunes have everything we need.
Okay, don't want you thinking that I'm getting fresh. Oh, invalid target. Alrighty.
Hero, is that you? Where are we?
Well, you know, it ain't exactly Angoro Crater.
I am listening.
Did these creatures come to our aid? The last thing I remember, we were flying over the Sethrak Empire. There was a blinding flash of light before things went dark. It is good to see you are safe, but where are the others? Have they been lost to the sands? You need to head back to the crash site and see if the others survived. I will ask around and see if these fox people can tell us anything about Rakara. Search for survivors near the crash site.
Zandalar will endure.
Speak freely.
Nisha told me you came here in search of an exile. One named Rakara? Or Akira? Now, we don't know her, but we might be able to help you find her. You help us, and we help you. Deal? We survive by scavenging. We trade what we find, but the Sethrak that raided our burrows made away with many of our knickknacks. I always knew they were ruthless, but never imagined they'd be so greedy. Take back what the Sethrak have taken, and I'll see that you are provided safe passage through the dunes. Collect 6 knickknacks from Sethrak within the Serpent's Maw.
We go where the sands take us.
I guess it could be worse. I could be trying to procure lucky doos.
Well, I know these dunes better than anyone.
I found this journal buried in the sand. Kiro tried to toss it in the fire. Our wagon was no place for a diary, Mira. What practical use does it have? Don't tell him I said so, but I think it's fascinating. Can you imagine what kinds of secrets it holds? Quite a few pages are missing, but I bet you can recover them out in the dunes. Recover the journal's missing pages.
Hey, you'll be back, right?
Maybe. Well, let's see. I also do want to grab the Tortaka Refuge flight point. Kind of see what's going on there. Because we were so close to it. Oh. Alright, well, here's a journal page right off the bat.
I write this as I sit in a cage with a dozen other exiles, traveling to the sands where we will live out our days, however numbered they may be. The air, heavy with heat, tells me we're close.
Okay, those are just rocks. That's how it's going to mess with you. Okay, so we've got Rakira's journal. Ooh, there's a big lizard. Let's press on, shall we? As long as there's not a Sarlacc out here in the dunes, I think we'll be in good shape. Or Harkonnen. Got another. Okay, they're all marked out on the mini map, so that's good. Ooh, I wonder if that's an old Zandalari Temple.
The sun has set across the dunes, providing some relief from the heat that has made many delirious. In a sun-stricken stupor, one among us began rambling about a temple to the south that welcomes exiles. I doubt he will make it through the night.
And looks like we have one of the caravan trains right over there, or wagons. Over there, another journal page up on this bluff. Kind of curious to see where this is going to go.
Assassins, sent by Jack Rosette, attacked our camp in the middle of the night. Unarmed and befuddled by sleep, we were unable to defend ourselves. I fought off the traitors, but it was too late. The survivors had scattered, each now forced to navigate this unforgiving terrain alone.
And we've got another quest hub. Okay, that's interesting. I would like to go... Oh, here's the salt flats that we saw earlier. Salt Spine Krolusk. We'll get those quests as soon as we figure out what happened here.
I won't survive much longer without food or water. After traveling in circles for most of the day, I decided my only option was to follow the advice of a rambling madman and head south toward the promise of shelter.
So desperation took its toll. Now hopefully we'll be able to find her. In the meantime, there's quests to do.
Need something?
I don't know why I agreed to do this. We weren't supposed to be scavenging. Kiro gave me specific instructions to head to the basin and feed the buzzards. I can't go back to camp until they eat, but I'm not heading into that basin while the Sethrak are still swarming. Have you ever fed a buzzard? It's easy, I promise. You kill it, they eat it. That simple. Killed wildlife within the brine basin so Mikaro's buzzards can eat.
Surviving means being resourceful.
Oh, we got a friend.
Have you come to trade?
The Sethrak may be strong, but we're quick. At least Mikaro and I are. We just barely made it back to the wagon with our tails attached. The others weren't so lucky, I guess. We've been waiting a while and still no sign of them. If you're headed into the thick of it, would you mind looking for our friends? Find Akasi and Kip from within the Serpent's Maw. Ooh. And technically upgrades to both, but a bigger upgrade to our boots.
Be quick. Be clever.
Oh, yeah. Our,
Hi there.
All right.
The blood elf leveled up. Alright, so we got some buzzards following us. Hopefully they are of more intelligence than the one you'd see on the Looney Tunes back in the day. And we have got... Oh, there's Blade Guard Jirana. Ooh. And a dead Pterodax. Checking for pulse. Blade Guard Jirana is unresponsive. Yeah, can I use my jumper cables? No? No, that's a shame. Yeah! Well, I guess we're gonna find out if our buzzards actually practice the art of cannibalism. Indeed. Waste not, want not, I suppose. Yeah, let's go ahead and take out some of the faithless here. Got a flesh carving knife. There's some music. I was actually wondering because I heard a little bit of music and then it just kind of went completely quiet. Heavy coin pouch. Oh, okay, that's considered a knick-knack. Works for me. There's someone called...
Will stray.
There was someone called Knickknack, and I can't remember for the life of me what property it was in.
I will repay this debt. You have my word.
Okay, that's Hakasi rescued. Because every time I hear Knickknack, my mind goes to like, hey, I remember there was a character named Knickknack, but I have no idea where it's from. It's going to annoy me, and probably the first thing I'm going to search once I'm done recording today.
We will not be stopped.
Okay, so I'm killing giant snake people, and you guys aren't indulging? So suddenly you have standards? Great. Good to know. Yeah, it's alright. We will, okay, we're just killing these people for knickknacks. Salted meats. Alrighty.
My life for the Empire.
Crystalline spear. And hopefully this will be our last one. Never mind. And an ominous looking cave. Surely nothing bad could possibly happen in there. Can one of you drop what I'm needing, please? I don't mean to be impatient, but, you know. Ah, silken slippers. That will do. Tarkaj's Warblade. Ooh. Covered with fresh blood, this blade has seen recent battle. With no corpse nearby, it appears whomever wielded it managed to escape. We may have a survivor. Was this down? I think this is where I was rescued. No. Yeah, no, it's not. And the snake people seem rather unconcerned that there is a bunch of buzzards that just kind of flew in, looked around, and left. We'll probably have another quest to rescue them. In the meantime... Zip.
I'm free to go. No deal to be made? You are different than most.
Hey, I didn't say there wouldn't be a deal. That is a brave assumption, talking to a goblin. See, like this, when you just hear the sand, the winds blowing. Like, that's kind of ominous. Alright, let's get these buzzards fed. We'll turn in these quests and see what happens. They seem pretty harmless other than their, like, armor thing. If they were doing some significant damage, the armor would be a bit of a problem, but I think we're good. Ooh! Okay, there's a convention in town. Now, maybe a lot of nibbles will... And suddenly, monk. Hey, you know what? I'm okay with this. Look at her with her AoEing. Alrighty, that's all of them taken care of. Now let's head back. And we also need to talk to Nathanos at the Banshee's Whale. You know what? Let's look at the adventure guide. Is there anything up for Hallow's End yet? No. Nothing. Normally you have a huge thing like, hey, it's Hallow's End. Come over here and we can do stuff. So strange. Oh well. Maybe this is just kind of one of those things that we have to deal with, well, with Undercity being gone, until the developers can move it to a new location.
Got anything for me?
I don't think I've ever seen these buzzards so satiated. How much did you feed them exactly? It doesn't matter. You saved my tail for sure.
Be quick. Be clever.
What did you bring me?
Thanks, Swindlegear. We owe you our lives. And grab some foot pads.
Remember, everything has its use.
Good deal. Now we'll take our motorcycle across the dunes, which I assume would probably be pretty fun. Get back to the hideaway and see where we go from here. Now that we know we have at least one other survivor from the Emperor's Wrath. These Guardians are 120 elites, so they can kill anything nearby.
Have you come to trade?
You help us, and we help you. Deal? Yeah, here's your knickknacks and your paddywhacks. Now, give this dog a bone. Yeah, you're more resourceful than you look.
The sands. Mira, ready the wagon and be prepared to pick up supplies at the port. Our new allies can ride along and continue their search. It's time to put Nisha's plan into action. The Sethrak will never see us coming.
And Kasha.
Speak quickly.
I would not rest until Rakira is found. Jorana knew the risk when she agreed to enter the sands, but I still can't help but feel responsible for her death. I can only hope that Tarkaj somehow made his way to safety. What have you found? This is Rakira's handwriting. I'd know it anywhere. Rakira's journal suggested she moved south. It's the only lead we have. Mira is headed that way and has invited us to travel with her. These Vulpera know the desert better than any troll I've ever met. Our chances of survival are highest if we travel together. We travel with Mira's caravan in search of War Guard Rakira.
The sands are a fate no one deserves.
And I guess we can go ahead and talk to her and move on with the caravan. Let's see. You know what? I think it would actually be... We may pause here in Vol'dun. I'll tell you what. Let's see... Let's use my Brawler's Ring. And we're going to travel to the Brawlgar Arena in Orgrimmar. Because Orgrimmar is kind of the big hub. Off camera, I was actually at the Great Seal in Zulazar, and there was no like Halloween decorations whatsoever, or Hallow's End decorations. Figured they would not be following a Forsaken tradition so quickly, even with Sylvanas as leader of the Horde. So, I'm kind of curious if maybe the refugee camp. Because a lot of the Undercity NPCs that were kind of necessary, such as the heirloom vendor and everything over there, they are here on the walls of Orgrimmar. So we're going to take our little flying ship over here. And see if maybe this is where the Hallow's End vendors have ended up as well. Gates of Orgrimmar. We got the Undercity Quartermaster, the Heirloom Curator, Bat Handlers. Nope. Looks like... I have no idea, guys. Other than going to Undercity and utilizing the Bronze Dragonflight, I don't see us getting anything. I guess we could take the portal through here and see. See, there is a goblin in this pumpkin. You okay in there? Can I help you? Whoop. Whoops. And I saw vendors like right next, so I think those might be the Hallow's End vendors. They just went ahead and put them at the flight point, which is strange. But I guess it makes sense, because so many people from Orgrimmar would be taking the portal and wondering where those vendors suddenly arrived, huh? Yeah, Greater Duskbat. And, of course, we do not have a way back. Can I use my ring again? No, the ring's got to cool down. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'm going to have to take a shortcut through Dalaran. So it looks like this is just a vendor for Undercity goods. And that is Darkcaller Yanka.
What would you ask of death?
I am but a humble herald of the Dark Lady Sylvanas, our Banshee Queen.
Beware, our enemies abound.
Undercity Skull Shocker, Sourdough, and Bottled Stillwater. Okay, so that's not the vendor. One thing I do know, going through Dalaran, is that the quest at the Witch's Tree in Valshara is still up, so that's kind of cool if you wanted to get those hats, but I have no idea where the vendor would be. Which is a shame. Maybe they put it in the instance of the Headless Horseman? We got some commoners here.
Greetings, man.
I don't know why the Forsaken burn a Wicker Man every night on Hallow's End instead of a real one, but he's their holiday.
Spirits be with
Yeah,
you,
the Wicker
man.
Man's gone too. Because that was outside the Undercity gates. You know what? I wonder... Because that area is not touched, I don't think. Here's what we're going to do. We're going... It's experimentation time. It really is. We are going to head out here and see if there's any kind of backup. Nope, this is where the Day of the Dead stuff's going to be, which is one of my favorite WoW holidays. So, the only other thing I can think of, if it's not in the Headless Horseman instance, is if we go over to the west end of Undercity where the Wicker Man was, maybe all the vendors got moved there. Because if the Wicker Man's not there, I have no idea what to tell you. Because it's still... The Wicker Man at Storm is in Stormwind for the Alliance, so there has to be a Horde equivalent somewhere. Let's see. Zuldazar, Dalaran... Oh, wait a minute. I guess I could take that conveniently located portal at the flight point I was at. Ugh. Genius. Alright, here we go. And worst comes to worst, if we don't find the Wicker Man here, we will go ahead and queue up for the Horseman. And end the episode right. So we fly over the desolation. I remember all the good times, like going to Brill and trying to douse flames. Well, now there's plenty of flames. There's actually no buildings left. It would be kind of interesting if the Horsemen would go ahead and still just show up in this area and start bombing the Alliance camp, or at least what's left of it. That would be nice. And here's a pathway. Alright, come on, Wicker Man. Be here. Wow. Okay. No Wicker Man whatsoever. So we'd have to go back in time for Halloween shenanigans, I assume. I'll probably have to go ahead and double check that, but in the meantime, let's go say hello to an old friend. So I'm here in Terran Mill. I'm just waiting for the queue. We're about a minute or two out, but I remembered where Knick-Knack came from. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, it's Halloween. It's something related to that. It's from the Addams family. Uncle Knick-Knack's summer wardrobe. Uncle Knick-Knack's winter wardrobe. Uncle Knick-Knack. So that's I can actually sleep now, because that was really, really going to bug me. I love those movies so much. I like the first Addams Family more than Family Values, but Family Values did have its very funny moments as well. Hey, let's go pay a visit to a Headless Horseman to complete the episode today. And that is a panda with a shield. A Pandaren warrior tank. Wow. You don't see that every day. Alright, come on, Smee. Let's do this. The shrine's over here. Yo. Beckon. There you go. And I guess is the tank gonna do this? Maybe? Oh, here we go.
It is over. Your search is done. Let fate choose now.
The righteous one.
Classic. Alrighty, well. Just burning through. See, the Horseman's only going to be like truly any kind of challenge right when an expansion hits. Because then everyone's like ready for raids at that point. And you should be... Oh, there we go. Look, kind of like, that was weird. Normally that head flies off as soon as it reaches 0.
Fit and pure. Now your blackened souls I'll cure.
So for those of you who haven't seen this or haven't watched the Legion series, we take him down in his full form like this, and then his head flies off, and that's where we actually do damage to the boss, is by targeting his cranium. And he drops some cool items. He drops a mount, which I already have, fortunately. But it's still fun. He also randomly throws pumpkins on people's heads, and it stuns them. And he has 3 phases where you can actually target his head, so.
Soldiers arise! Stand and fight! Bring victory at last! To this victory at last! To this fallen knight!
Now he summons ads. But once we kill him, we're good. Shank.
What new adventure lies in store?
And get a weighted jack-o'-lantern and a blood elf mask. Good stuff. Well, we will leave the instance group. Apparently, there's also that Hearthstone that you can get, and some really cool toys with getting the Tricky Treat currency. So at least there's that. But I'll tell you what, guys. Oh, we got the loot-filled pumpkin. What's in the loot-filled pumpkin? Tricky Treats, the Horseman's Horrific Hood, which is plate armor, and the Horseman's Sinister Slicer. 266, that's actually an upgrade for us. Summon pumpkin soldiers to burn your foes. And I don't have that transmog. After all of these years. Nice! Alright, well that's call for some celebration right there. So, we will go ahead and end this. I'll see if I can find the Hallow's End vendor somewhere around here. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. There we go. Get into the spirit. If you guys liked it, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.